Hi Curslings, I am back with a quick and frankly unexpected update about the reprehensible Jenkins because our girl Stephanie has been doubling down all weekend and we need to talk about it. Beginning with DS's scheduled visit with his mother Desiree. As many of you know, Desiree won weekly visitation with her son, including overnight visits. And for the last couple of weeks, they had been going really well, until this weekend anyway. Under this Saturday Facebook post where Stephanie praised Drew for literally doing nothing, shocker, a seemingly random woman left a series of comments about Desiree's scheduled visit that was supposed to be on Friday. Apparently, Stephanie, who was absolutely crashing out this past weekend, I wonder why, decided to manipulate DS because she's a monster. With the commenter writing, well, you would have one less child in that jail cell of a motel room had you not manipulated DS into staying there yesterday by telling him that his mother was trying to kidnap him. Mind you, Desiree and Drew agreed that DS would go with his mother last night. What? Now, this would kick off a litany of responses from the poster and curious bystanders who were wondering what the heck was going on. They would write in another comment, yeah, she did that. She wants to sit up here and act like she's such a great mother and cares so much about DS, but then turns around and tells him that his mother is trying to kidnap him and take him away from his quote-unquote family at the schmotel room. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is crazy. If true. Now, I know what you're thinking, Curslings. As the Facebook user Receipt Queen would correctly point out, that is a direct violation of the custody order, to which the commenter emphatically replied, yes, it is. And then she had DS call his mother yesterday while she was at work to tell her that he, quote, doesn't want to go over there this weekend, end quote, because, quote, I don't want to leave my family, end quote. I highly doubt a 9-year-old would think to randomly call his mother and say that, especially when he's excited to see his mom and his brother every other time he has gone over there. She is brainwashing that child and she's doing it while Drew isn't there. In response to another Facebook user, they would add, because Arlita drove Desiree over to pick up DS because they had plans to do stuff with the boys. Arlita isn't running to social media or telling anyone anything. Eye roll emoji. I came on here and called out Stephanie's bullshit because she deserves to be called out for continuing to alienate DS from his mother and brainwashing that little boy against his mother. DS told his mother that he, quote, doesn't want to be kidnapped and taken away from his family, end quote. Where do you think he came up with that from? And adding in response to this comment, Stephanie is legit crazy and actively abusing that child, and now she's doing it when Drew is at work and not there to defend his son. Yikes. When that same user agreed that the situation isn't good at all, the commenter would also agree, writing, when Desiree shows up to pick up her son, Stephanie needs to sit down and shut the fuck up. She is not his mother, his stepmother, nothing remotely close. She's just the female his father lays down with and makes more babies they can't support or properly care for. She has absolutely zero relevance in this situation, so she needs to back off and shut up. Preach. Finally, when asked if DS actually went to Desiree's Friday night, the commenter replied, no. Des was planning to take the day off today, Saturday, but since Stephanie decided to pull her crap, Desiree went to work and is getting him when she gets out of work. Now, when this first showed up, I didn't know what to think about it. Given the obvious passion of the commenter, it seemed pretty legit to me, but people also lie for the plot, so who knows? So, just in case, I brought it up to a mutual of mine and Arlita's to see if it was true, and that mutual was able to confirm it. This absolutely happened. At the time, Saturday, I hadn't any plans to address it publicly, as it had only been confirmed to me privately, and out of respect for Desiree and Arlita, I try not to post anything that isn't publicly confirmed. Fortunately for us, however, Arlita would confirm it publicly Saturday or Sunday in this Facebook comment, writing, yes, it happened on Friday. So this is officially confirmed, which is that during her weekend crash out, Stephanie Thompson decided to emotionally manipulate a 9-year-old boy for no other reason than to hurt his mother, and presumably to assert some kind of control over a situation that she is rapidly losing control over. I've said it many times on this channel, and I will continue to say it until I am blue in the face. Stephanie's behavior throughout this entire situation with Desiree has been about control. Now, obviously, I feel bad if my previous video was the catalyst for this stunt. At the same time, if it was not that, it would have been something else, because this has become a pattern for Stephanie Thompson. This isn't the first time that they have manipulated DS and villainized his mother, and it certainly won't be the last.
As to say your prayers, I have faith that God will let the right person win in this situation. It's not even about winning, it's about making sure what's best for the kids happens, and prior to us going live, there was no question of who was right for the kids. So.
As for Desiree, my hope is that she brings this up to her lawyer ASAP and that a new hearing is scheduled to update the terms of their parenting plan. Drew was warned about this sort of behavior by the judge, and Stephanie knows that this sort of behavior jeopardizes Drew's custody and parental rights. The fact that she is pulling stunts like this while he's at work, no less, just reinforces to me that she is the bigger problem in this equation.
Hi.
Does Deshaun take a bus from his place to go to school?
I don't think. I don't know.
The girl said he came off a bus last night. I was like, that's news to me.
I mean, as long as he's getting there. I mean, I can't control, you know. As long as he's getting there, it's whatever, you know.
I don't know how you feel comfortable not knowing what's going on.
Because I can't.
Sure, Drew is unreliable and a deadbeat. This is well established. But things between Drew and Desiree only really started to break down after Stephanie Thompson entered the picture and she strong-armed her way into being DS's sole maternal figure, which is crazy, in my opinion. That's such a crazy thing to do. But look who we're talking about. That said, we always knew that DS would be the first domino in the eventual downfall of Stephanie Thompson in terms of actual real-world consequences. It's only a matter of time now. After all, rotten fruit falls on its own. Doesn't mean we should stop shaking the tree, though. I also think that the Milo Facebook rant posted on Saturday by Stephanie was strategic deflection, specifically to draw ire away from this. Now, I'm not going to get heavy into that post because I've already covered her lies about the eviction and the cats extensively. They're all in my Resilient Jenkins playlist. Have at her. But to be clear, Stephanie cannot own cats, and she will never get Milo and Onyx back from Shaylin because they now legally belong to her. They're microchipped to her. Also, just look how happy that boy is. He has found his forever home, and Stephanie is just gonna have to live with that, guilt and all, forever, until the end of time, ideally.
He is very happy. Look at his little paws. I think it's so adorable when animals do that little thing with their paw. Oh, go ahead. You can walk. What are you doing, bud? We can look.
As to whether Stephanie's callous abandonment of her neglected 5 cats, not 4, 5, was rage bait or not is a moot point as far as I'm concerned.
Here she looks. She's so cute.
The immovable facts are they were neglected, they were abandoned. The community rallied around finding those cats, especially after Stephanie refused to help them. Shaylin was the one to rescue Onyx and Milo. She's the one who took them to the vet and has all the paperwork. She's the one who rehabilitated them, and now they are hers. So in my opinion, this post was deflection. This is Stephanie trying to redirect people's attention, and it failed. What a surprise. Finally, I want to bring attention to 2 videos Stephanie posted yesterday, Sunday. A cooking vlog and a grocery haul. Now, on their own, they might seem innocuous. Stephanie's standard sped-up fare, nothing to write home about. However, right at the end of the cooking vlog, she snuck in this caption, writing, "Damn right it's my man's plate first. He worked all night, came home, and immediately went to dad mode. Went back out to go grocery shopping. Food is our love language. It'll always be the way we connect." Yikes. Also, if food truly is Stephanie Thompson's love language, like she claims, does that mean that she loves her man more than her kids? I think we all know the answer to that question. Now, in her Facebook comments under this post, someone would actually ask, so Drew eats first and the kids fight for the scraps that are left behind? Am I seeing the portions correctly? And Stephanie would reply snidely, the kids eat non-stop. The majority of any snacks, fruits, vegetables go to the kids. Drew works overnight and generally doesn't take a lunch break, so yeah, I like to make sure he gets breakfast first. Makes sense to me, which is all I care about. Oh, yikes. Makes sense to me, which is all I care about. Yeah, well, at least she's honest about not caring, I guess. So in other words, Stephanie justifies feeding Drew ahead of her children because they snack all day. So whatever. I wonder if it has ever occurred to Stephanie that maybe the reason her kids snack so much all day is because they're not getting a lot to eat at mealtime, including breakfast. Crazy thought, I know. Also, let's take a look at the snacks they buy for their kids since Stephanie helpfully uploaded a grocery haul for us to pick apart. In this haul, we have the following items that could be interpreted as snacks: juice, sugar cereal, fruit snacks, which are basically candy, a tub of strawberry yogurt, some white bread, a can of peaches and syrup, fruit cups, specifically orange slices and syrup, snack cakes, and 2 cucumbers and some tomatoes. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts curslings that the bulk of the food in that grocery haul is rationed and or designated for breakfast and school lunches only. I heavily doubt that the kids are grazing throughout the day on whatever they want beyond glasses of juice and milk. Not to mention that of the actual snacks in that haul, nearly every single one of them is garbage. We've seen enough of Stephanie Thompson's cooking and food portioning to know that the kids aren't getting big heapfuls of food at mealtime. Drew maybe, but definitely not them. The proof is literally in the pudding. Pun intended. Stephanie Thompson is man first. I mean, we knew that already, but still. Ugh. I guess now she's not even trying to hide it. Anyway. That's it for me. I want to thank everyone for liking, commenting, and subscribing with a big thank you to my mods and members, as well as all of the creators here on YouTube and over on TikTok who have shouted me out. You guys are rad, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!